Oh.
Hey everybody!
Hello!
Hey guys! MaJeliv here, we're the Vasquez family, and in today's video we're extremely excited to make this video. We're excited to make every video we make, but this one we're extremely excited about. We've been counting down, we're reacting to the E3 2021 teaser for the sequel to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's just gonna be this guy. We know that Nintendo Direct happened earlier today, but my brother was on set doing awesome work for a movie coming up. But because of that, we weren't able to all be together. But we're finally together, and we're going to go ahead and watch the teaser now separately, like its own video that Nintendo released 7 hours ago from when we're watching it. And then we'll probably just watch the whole Direct at another point. But this is really what we are excited for. Our journey with Zelda has been a pretty fantastic one. It started with Wind Waker when our cousins got us on that. And then that kind of bled into us getting the Switch and getting Breath of the Wild, because who gets the Switch and doesn't play Breath of the Wild? And then I kind of played the first playthrough of it, and then as we got playing, my sister and my brother fell in love with it, specifically my brother. He really just fell in love with it, and he ended up doing his own playthrough after, and finished the whole game in 4 days. This guy's a freaking legend, and he's done all 120 shrines. He'll tell you more. We'll talk more about it after. But nonetheless, the hype is real.
Yes.
We are so eager to find out what is next for this chapter, especially because it's the next direct sequel since Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, correct?
Yes.
So it's a lot of exciting stuff. Let's jump in, and hope you enjoy our reaction, and we'll give our thoughts after 1 minute and 40 seconds. Oh man. I mean, come on, let's go. Let's
do this, man.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Okay.
What?
What?
What happened? She didn't die.
No.
Dude, the chills.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's in the sky now.
Oh my gosh, such a beautiful game. Look at
Oh my gosh.
What?
What?
His hair, bro.
Oh man.
What?
What?
He's going.
Now he goes through rocks like reverse.
That's what we saw in the preview.
Yeah. Castle in the sky. The music.
Oh my God, what happened to Zelda?
It's rising?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or it's risen.
And what happened to Zelda, dude?
She fell.
She just fell.
2022.
Oh my gosh. So, I mean, it looks like you go first. No.
Yeah. So I know, like, one thing that stands out is that the way that Castle is rising reminds me a lot of Ocarina of Time, in the way that Ganon's palace floats above lava, I guess.
Yeah.
But just the music, man.
Yeah, there's new sounds for sure. Like obviously new fanfares and orchestra.
And there's a new approach to the powers. Like,
it's almost like
this
they can
reversing
upgrade it. Like they evolved it.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of like taking it a next step further with different runes.
you can go through things, reverse time, like, oh man.
Is
that
that
what-
same tune from like the announcement trailer of like the backward sounding vocals?
It seems like the powers that you had within the... Sorry, Zelda fans, if I get this wrong.
No, go ahead, I can
sons are
correct you.
patient with me. Those little puzzle places.
Shrines.
The shrines.
Yes.
Thank you.
Puzzle places.
Where you had powers to like freeze things and move them with magnetic powers and stuff. Does that show that now you could do it outside of the shrines?
Well, you
What
could
it
do
look
it
like?
outside all the time.
Yeah,
Those
with
those
the
on the Great Plateau were allowed to train you
Oh,
how to
okay.
do
Yeah,
those.
got it.
And then you could apply it to the rest of the land.
So Josh showed us, he walked us through the game through like some of the gameplay and then the special little scenes in between. So we didn't see all of it.
the full story to that is that we tried.
We tried to play
our own account of Breath of the Wild.
We failed miserably.
She killed a horse.
They tried.
I killed my own horse. I burned him to smithereens. It was
handed
really
the
bad.
tragic.
Joshy lost his patience with us for a good reason. And we just watched kind of the sequences in between and
Well, the fate of Hyrule was in our hands, and we were destroying it.
yes.
I was saying earlier, I feel like they're evolving the gameplay mechanics we know. Would you say it was the same with Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask? Like it was similar?
Yes.
Right, but it's definitely going to be different because the game is different. Like, clearly he's going into the sky, and like, you know, it's giving me obviously like Skyward Sword, like obviously like the Skyloft, like everything's in the air. So what are the parallels? Like, are they going to tie back to these other games? I feel like with Breath of the Wild, what they did with these previous games is they made it all feel like legend. Like, there really is no way to know whether it was true or not in the way that they laid it all out. So they really, it's open ground, and I'm excited to see where they could go origin-wise, story-wise. I think that's what was cool about Age of Calamity, right? Because we got to see them play with the story, even though that's not really canon, I would say. Who knows? But that is how we're going to see Link and Zelda specifically kind of go on this journey. I
am disappointed that there was no storyline.
Well, that's
Usually-
something they saved for like one of the last trailers.
Yeah,
Right.
this is
We'll
just
get
a
that
teaser
for a
that
while.
they
That's
announced.
what I mean.
Teaser.
There's
That's why I
definitely
said it's a perfect tease. 'Cause
there's
there was
definitely elements of deeper story with the fact that we're seeing Ganon, like a lot of Breath of the Wild's mechanics, gameplay, even the story. I mean, with Champion's Ballad and all of that, which is wonderful. A lot of the game did depend heavily on the survival aspect of it, where you get your sword, you get your weapons, you get your food, you get everything. That sense of survival in an open world. Whereas this seems more story, mission oriented. But who knows? I mean, that's just what we're speculating. Clearly, Link looks different.
His
At least
hair, bro.
at a certain point, his hair looks like a Braveheart, like
Yeah.
William Wallace style, and then you got like
And then
his
what
arm.
happened to Zelda?
His arm is like
She just fell into the abyss.
That's probably
cyborg
her.
now.
It's probably the classic Zelda damsel in distress moment where she disappears, or that's when
Something
she.
happened.
well, that music was like Zelda's lullaby, but like so
Yeah, I want to hear it
sad and
again.
depressed and like just somber. Like I wonder what
Definitely a teaser
happens.
worth watching again.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's like a lot you can.
I
A lot
definitely-
There's
yeah.
a lot to unpack in
I
this.
definitely feel like they're gonna dive deeper into Zelda and Link, their connection, and the Triforce and Ganon. I mean, if you think about it, all three of them are there together. So
So Link is not necessarily falling. I don't know why it looks to me like he's landing somewhere.
Well, he
trying to
is.
land.
He is.
Yes.
Zelda was falling. It looked like some sort of pit within the castle.
right, so we think everything's rising. It's interesting, right? Because like I don't know the whole concept. They kind of played with that. They're going up and down. So I'm very curious as to how.
And then the
And
reverse
how
thing.
long after?
Yeah.
What was that?
The reverse thing, the whole.
Yeah. So are we going back in time? Is this basically undoing what you accomplished? Not you, but everyone who beat Breath of the Wild.
No.
Is it reversing all of that
This is
progress?
definitely a
Yeah.
continuation.
That would be
Definitely.
Yeah, see, they haven't
That would be
finished the
so
game.
frustrating if they didn't
So
make
he
it.
just defeated it, and this thing starts to rise out of the ground.
Well,
and-
there's
like-
origins.
Okay,
Okay, so
cracking
here's the
the
thing.
show.
Long before you guys existed, I've known of Zelda and Link, and as a little kid, I always wondered, all right, maybe these two love each other, Link and Zelda.
Like Mario
They
and
do,
Princess
but are we ever gonna see them like get together?
I think-
Is it
I
That's
think
a
we
good
are.
question.
I think we
You
are
guys
the
were
way
going?
I
the
hope.
way that Breath of the Wild ended at the end credit scene.
And there were some
I think they
beautiful.
are.
It's like the
scenes.
They
longest
got something
romance in
going
the
there.
world. Good
Such-
gracious.
yeah.
But
Get
they have a
together
lot of
on
questions.
I don't know.
Questions we could probably answer, but there's a lot of questions that we have that we
Yeah.
probably can't answer
Any
yet.
theories?
So you guys got
Do
any
you have
theories?
No, I want to know your
Yeah.
I gotta watch it again because there was a lot. It was just the initial reaction, but I gotta.
Okay.
Yeah.
We gotta watch it again.
Unpack it, break it
Yeah,
down,
Jimmy wants
explain
to see
it.
it again.
Yes.
Do you have any theories, Jim? From what you saw, I mean, there's.
People are falling.
Are they falling
Yeah.
for each other?
Oh.
I'm gonna stick to that theory because that's the only thing I can.
There we
They're
go.
falling
Matthew,
in many ways.
okay.
Oh,
That's it.
Lord.
That's all
Do
I
you have
got.
any theories so far?
I've said I think my piece, really. I really am not trying to... I'm curious to see what other YouTubers come up with theory-wise, but
Yes, those
I
are very
really
cool.
am not trying to see too much. I think that's one thing I really enjoyed about Breath of the Wild going into it, is that was really my first Zelda experience besides Wind Waker. Brand fresh new stories. So like even references, Easter eggs to other games, we didn't really know about until later on. When we were like, oh, that's what that was. So, I don't know, I think especially with this Hyrule, the way that they laid out this game, the best way to experience it is not really knowing what we're getting into.
Or what's going to happen.
And it'd be really cool to see another, I don't know, physical form, Ganondorf, to kind of tie into more of the origin of, you know, the 7 heroines or the 8th one that the Yiga clan worship and all this crazy.
There's so
much
many.
more. If anyone watching doesn't know what we're talking about, it gets deep. But
So are there
anyone
any
doesn't know.
powers like the one we saw here before in Breath of the Wild, where he teleports
There's
through matter?
There's new stuff.
Very new. Because the way that the water droplet came back, same with how he was able to like liquefy through the ground.
Yeah.
And also the stasis seemed very different, where if you freeze an object in time, it goes back the way it came. This is such a technical like.
It's
So
heavy.
This is why it
so
took
take
so
your
many
time.
years to make.
Take your
because
time.
of,
Yeah,
I think,
really.
I think
Oh,
horses
gosh.
might be obsolete.
I don't think about that.
Why would you need a horse if you could fly?
Well, maybe not at all points in the game.
Sorry.
But there was like, what's the map gonna look like? Because clearly it looks like there's, you know, like islands, and I'm
Yes.
so curious.
I'm so intrigued. Zelda fans, please don't be mad at me and my wife,
the
okay?
scenery looks,
I'm a Zelda
Really,
fan. I
we're
can
we're
describe
being
it to you guys.
educated slowly,
It's
but
okay.
we're,
the
Yeah.
scenery looks very different.
we really do enjoy just like
Oh, it's
connecting.
I get you
Wild.
guys. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Because they had
But
to,
it's-
it's wild because they they use the same like engine of the first one.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
It's
most
literally
of it,
the
I would
same
say.
design, but yet there's still so much that's new. That's why it's been taking years to make since what 2017.
Yeah,
so it's just
this
very
this
Are they gonna-
extremely exciting, and I'm happy
Partic-
for all these awesome Zelda fans who have been waiting and been
Yes.
so patient for them. I know Josh has been so patient. I feel like so bad. I'm like, there's nothing coming out. I'm like, boy.
All of us.
And
I mean,
finally,
yeah.
they've gotten something, so I'm really happy.
Are they gonna expand the world? Do we know, or is that like not known? Like, the map is pretty.
we don't know. But I feel like they are gonna play with the up, down, and like, you know, levels, and I'm so curious. I mean, it seems like that castle thing is, when it lifts like that, is very close to. I think you asked it earlier, like how off, like what's the time frame after the Breath of the Wild, and I think it is very like really close to after, because
Okay.
in the first teaser we got when they announced that it was coming out, we got that whole, you know, them either you know, under the castle or somewhere else. So yeah, I think that Castle Rising is very close to that, and then everything floating up. I don't know why that's reminding me of, like, I feel like it's gonna have to do with the Sheikah, with like all these even the ancient tribe that just disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a lot of origin and story lore there that I'm so I love.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. We all love that stuff. So yeah, man, thank you so much
Thank
for
you
joining
guys
us
for
today. I hope
watching.
you enjoy our reaction. Thank you for listening to my wonderful parents' theories and their experiences
Sorry,
with Zelda.
guys.
Don't
Don't
be
apologize.
Stop
Don't
being
apologize.
sorry. Yeah, it's fine.
Don't,
If you guys have any
we'll figure it out.
theories or
It's totally,
Yes.
nonetheless, Zelda brings us all together.
We're here to
and
entertain you
and
in
we
whatever
love-
shape that is.
we love sharing and spending time doing Zelda together. I mean, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
Yeah.
at first it helped me and my siblings, you know, unite and kind of bond over that, and then we got to bring them into it. So it's lots of fun,
Yeah.
and yeah, man, we just continue to grow and love Zelda even more. But we want to hear again your thoughts and your theories and what Zelda means to you, what your favorite Zelda game is.
If you want to see us play this game when it comes out,
Yes,
Let
we'll
us know
definitely
something
play
we
it.
wanna
But if you
do.
want
I
to
just
see
heard a
it,
question in my head that they
so-
might ask. Where are we right now in our account? Where is it that you have us? Do we have all the
you guys can fight Ganon. You
We're
guys,
all ready to
we've
go,
just
right?
been
got all the
busy,
divine
yeah.
beasts.
we're ready to save Hyrule.
We just have to finish the Champions Ballad.
Boom.
but-
That's the answer to your
Yeah.
question. I just heard it in my head. I used my telepathic. I heard Zelda ask the question for you, so we answered it.
Okay.
There it is.
there we go. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. We are the Vasquez family. Go out there, spread your light, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.